G'day guys, LV here from Adventuring Pals, and today I am going to install a permanent clothesline and finally replace this thing that's been hanging off my caravan awning for the last few years. The biggest reason we're doing that now, and I haven't done it in the past, is because now we have an onboard washing machine. So we're doing a small load every day and then putting the clothesline out every time we pull up to a site. So for that reason, I think a permanent clothesline on the awning is an awesome idea. And even if you don't have your own washing machine, I reckon it's great for when you've been out to the pool or swim, come and put the swimmers out there, let it dry out. So now, I'm not claiming to be the first one to do this mod. It has been done a lot. Every other caravan has probably got it on there. There's already a few other videos on how to do this, but this is just my take on it. So what we're gonna need is, come over here, Jaden. Okay guys, so what you're gonna need is some M6 NYLOC nuts, some washers to suit, and 6mm eyebolts, and this is what's going to attach to the awning arms. And then from there you're going to hang the line, the one on a turnbuckle. I'm using stainless steel gear throughout. The other one on a D-shackle, and I'm using a D-shackle to attach to the eyebolt on the opposite end to the turnbuckle, is that way I can undo the turnbuckle, unhook it from that end, undo that D-shackle and take the clothesline off, leaving just the eyebolts on the arms if I wanted to ever remove it. The other thing we need is a swage to hold the cable down, and of course the cable itself. Now I'm using a 2mm galvanized rope with a PVC coating. The only reason I'm using this instead of stainless steel is I couldn't find stainless steel wire with the coating. So I had the choice of either using the stainless steel wire or galvanized with the coating, and I chose the one with the coating just to stop any frays and stuff in the future after using the line that might come off, hurt your hands and rip your clothes. Alright guys, so pretty easy to get started. First of all, what you want to do is do a little bit of a dummy run. Tie a bit of rope or wire, or like my old clothesline, onto the arms, and just to get an idea of where you want it, because you don't want it up too far on the arms where it's going to interfere with the barrel of the awning and get in the way of that rolling up and down. And you don't want it too far down, because if you hang it too far down, it might interfere with lights and doors. So you can't open your door if the awning's up. Now, for that reason, I recommend doing a bit of a dummy run, just using some old bit of rope or whatever you've got, tie it to the arms, put it up on the wall, fold it up onto the caravan and make sure it doesn't interfere with anything. I have already done that in the past, and I have a measurement which I've got. So I'm going to measure it off and mark a spot and drill a hole. I'm using a battery drill, which I always carry with me anyway. I use this on a lot of things to wind down the legs, and it's always good to have as part of your toolkit traveling around. So I'm going to use a 6mm bit to drill a hole for the 6mm eyebolts. Alright guys, so I've measured mine. I've come 60mm from the bottom of the awning top cap, and yeah.
You're making a hole in your awning.
Okay, so I've done one hole. What I'm going to do is test fit this eyebolt before I drill the other hole out. So I just put the washer on there, put it through perfectly, yeah. And actually what I might do, I'll just lower the awning just a little bit to make it a bit easier for me. Alright, so now that I've got the awning lowered a little bit, make it easier for me, put that one through. And I might even actually move the arm out of the way. Righto guys, so I've just got a 10mm socket on there. Just got a 10mm socket on there and doing up the turnbuckle with my hand. Till it's tight.
Boom.
Right, so I'm just going to turn that so it's in line with the arms. Now, even though I have measured this out in theory and had a look at everything, the final test is to make sure that the awning arm goes up and down without interfering with that head of the nut. You beauty, she clears. Righto, one side's done. I'm going to do the same thing, drill it out and install the eyebolt on the other side. You don't need to see me do that, it's the exact same as this. Okay guys, so now that I've got the eyebolts installed on both of the awning legs, I'm just going to put a D-shackle on this end so it's out of the way. That's what I'm doing. Alright, so the next step is going to open this up to its max opening, and then I'm going to attach one end of the wire onto here. Alright guys, so to install the wire, I've got a 3.2 millimeter SWAGE, and that's because of course the wire is 2 mil, but the coating on it makes it a bit fatter, so the 3.2 works perfectly. Put the SWAGE through, put it through the eye of the hook, and then back through the SWAGE again. And that is how it will be. Now of course I can make this a bit tighter by pulling the SWAGE a bit closer to the eye bolt, which I'll do, like that. You can get a little insert for in here to make the a bit of metal insert, which we can use to give it a bit of support, but I think I'll be okay because I don't have any on me. Right, now to crimp the SWAGE down, I will have to go and borrow a SWAGE tool. Alright guys, so I've been down to see my mate down the other campsite, and he's given me a big crimper, which is much bigger than mine, making this job a lot easier. And really good fella from Lucky Country Adventures. He has got an awesome 6-wheeler D-Max rig. Check his YouTube channel out, Lucky Country Adventures, and the Instagram. They get up to some really awesome stuff. Anyways, thanks Callum for letting me use your tool. So, crimp this fella down. Just double check that the crimp is holding. There we go, that's done. So, put this in through this eyelet. Grab my cutters, grab another SWAGE, come down to this end. So, gotta go in there and back again, give myself a bit of extra length because you can always just cut it off, and then simply cut that off. And once again, SWAGE goes through there, in through there, and into there, just like that. Now I'm going to pull this one tight, as tight as I can, about there, keeping that SWAGE nice and close to the eye bolt, to the D-shackle, and from there I reckon, and from there you can take this down and crimp it down there, or I might just bring the crimper up here and crimp it while it's up there, making sure it's tight, and then crimp it down. 1 and 2. Once again, just making sure that it's nice and tight, the SWAGE itself. Now I can go to the other end, make that turnbuckle tight, and make the clothesline taut as I want. Come on down. Alright guys, so just going to tighten this up.
Right, it's down here, and
Other way.
this little hole, little baby.
Thing is, I want to make it tight without making it too tight that it starts pulling the legs in. There we go. I think that'll do it there. That'll be nice and tight for the clothesline. And then one final thing. Now, one final thing, I'm going to put a bit of tape over the end of that cable just so it doesn't get caught up. But what I really should have done is actually got a bit of heat shrink. I just couldn't get a hold of some heat shrink here. So I'm just going to put a bit of tape on there. And I might even go back and tape the SWAGE up too. Well guys, there you go. It's easy as that. Doesn't take long. All the materials together cost under 50 bucks from Bunnings, and not much tools required at all. If you don't have a crimper like I used, you can use your pliers and really give it a good squeeze in, whatever you can to collapse that inner tunnel of the SWAGE to make it hold on to the cable. Or the alternative is you can actually use some cable clamps, which you can also get from Bunnings. And also, if you don't want to use an eye bolt there, I've seen a lot of people using some saddles there. And also the other thing is, as long as you've got space between here and the door, you can always put another clothesline there too. There we go. That is the end result. A clothesline, easy as. It's always there. You can leave this on the caravan, but with the turnbuckle, you can always loosen it off and take the whole thing off if you want to. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, try this trick out for yourself and let me know what you think.